Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today I'm doing a little episode. I had an idea. And these bottom panels, because this is the problem here. As you can see, these magnets. Lego doesn't do these magnets anymore, and it's what keeps. You can see those two in the corner. Had a really great idea. Not only was his internal. Who knows, maybe they could get used for something later down the line, but they're really old. This set is pretty old. I'll let you know what the final configuration looks like on the inside. That's the video, and I'm gonna start messing around with this, so it's gonna turn into a time lapse on and off. So you might have noticed the color change and me messing around a lot with this model. I have to say I know exactly why they used magnets in the first place. Who knows, maybe now that I think I'm on the final run here, maybe that's when I hit the biggest problems. We'll find out. All right, back to the time lapse. It took a little bit longer than expected, but now I've got one half of the Star Destroyer built up here. I've actually modified it a little bit more than I thought I was going to. I in fact have some jumpers here, so the bottom plate, who knows what that was? I will show you when I've finished completing the second half, now that I know what the internal structure of one half looks like. I'll build it out and I'll show you guys, just because, if you want to see how it all comes together. But it's not my highest recommendation on like, here's all the pieces and this is exactly how you should put it together, because it really is just a very, it's a very, very quick, messy job. All right, so I'm going to do the second half, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And this is for, by the way, those modules, you mirror image them, but those are for the left-hand side of the ship. And then these are the different attachments that I have created. Are there more efficient ways to do this with maybe possibly less plates? Maybe. It's possible. But this is the module. This is where it's attached in the front. Pretty straightforward. Here is the module attached there. This is the middle one, obviously. This one's probably the simplest construction, I would say. And there is a joint here, you can see. And that's necessary just to get that angle to match up. There are joints on all three of them, and that ended up being necessary here. This one, the stud actually kind of bumps in there, but that's all you need. That's all the bend you need in this particular area of the ship. And this is the back. And so there's two magnets in the back. It's just replaced by one mixel joint. That's the basic construction. You can see its placement on the board. I suppose that is maybe the most important part of modifying this, because I had set it up and then everything was off by like a stud or half a stud, and then I had to redo everything. But all right, so that's the modification. It took a bit to actually get there. And now let me do the attachments of these three modules to the internal structure so you can see where they go on the inside of the ship. All right, we're looking at the bottom of the Star Destroyer now. Might be a familiar sight to some of you guys if you saw the original Star Destroyer video we did for the UCS bowing. You can see the internal Technic structure is still bowing pretty much exactly how it was from the last video. If anything, it might actually be slightly more. You can really see it towards the back, but now let me show you the placement of these 3 different modules on the internal structure, so you can see how the modification goes. Oh, here is the last module attached. I definitely didn't have any trouble getting that last one in there. Okay, so this is basically what the internal structure looks like, and theoretically speaking, both sides should fit on just fine. Long story short, finally got the bottom ones in, had to take off the top panels, which is about as easy as taking off the bottom panels. They're pretty much connected the same way. And I didn't mention it before, but as you can see, top magnets don't have nearly as much weight resting, pulling against them, really. They mostly just kind of keep the panels in place, and they're not actually holding anything up necessarily. So the top magnets, I'm sure they're just as weak as the bottom ones, but they're not necessary for holding plates out. Nothing's going to fall away. So I only switched out the bottom magnets and not the top ones. So anyways, this is what the internal structure looks like. I am going to build the whole thing back up again, and you'll see the model in its full glory once again. And there you have it, guys. The rest of this video is being finished in voiceover, but the Star Destroyer did successfully make it up to the top of one of the Star Wars display cases, and I'm pretty darn happy with the way it turned out. I ended up modifying some of the plates just a little bit. If you guys take a really close look, you might be able to see some of the external changes that happened to the model, though it's extremely minimal. And now that I'm thinking about it, because it's displayed so high up, I probably shouldn't have used red bricks from the bottom, but I can cover that up very, very easily. If the rumors are true about another UCS Star Destroyer coming at the end of the year, I would absolutely love to do a comparison, but I'm really happy with the way this thing looks on top of one of our very large display cases, and it always is a lot of fun to modify some of your sets. UCS Star Wars sets in particular are always amazing, and you certainly get a better sense of ownership if you've gone in and played around and tweaked the model yourself. We've done something similar for the Slave One. If you want to see that, I guess that's now linked in the description below. But anyways, if you've stuck around in this video for this long, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.